Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, May 7th, 2021. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the ES in the daily time frame. One thing you'll notice here, ES very narrow, heading into the RTH open here. 40% of ADR, just 15 points of range for the ES. We do have non-farm payroll coming up here very shortly, in about 25 minutes as of the point of this recording, and that could open up some volatility here heading into the RTH open. Based on the previous session's rejection here, by the end of the day, that was a pretty solid turnaround. Uptrending market here inside the PIMA trigger zone. Price was below the previous session's low, rejected, and at the end of the day, a very solid rally in the last hour of the session to push price through the previous month's close and through the previous couple of day highs. That is a bullish outside day rejection right there, and suggests more upside here up ahead. What we mentioned yesterday afternoon in our room is that any pullback as deep as this black dot and that blue line, somewhere in that zone, could still be an opportunity to push this thing higher up ahead for a continuation through 4200 and beyond. So right now, looking for 75 to 80 to become support here today. Any push into that zone, you'd like to see bulls defend for a continuation to the upside. Any failure to hold or close above 80 today would be indicative of a failure to get going. So right now, everything flowing to the upside right now. Bullish outside day for the ES. Looking for bulls to defend any morning pullback as deep as 41.75 to 41.80 for a continuation higher toward 42.30 or beyond. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. So the NQ, very similar price action in the previous session, where price rallied late in the day. Last hour, a very solid rally to push price back through the previous session's midpoint. It pushed it through two-day midpoints and is a very good failed new low that helped trigger that entire move. Right now, similar to the ES, we have a very narrow trading range heading into the RTH open. 72.75 points of range right now. That's 35% of average range heading into the RTH open. NFP report comes up pretty soon here, and at the same time here, any pullback this morning could be an opportunity for price to push higher off that zone. I mean, as deep as 500, 13.5, not likely to get that deep, but if we do, as deep as 500, perhaps could lead to a continuation back toward the previous month's close price, which was offered earlier this month. So again, overall trending market, but a pullback here the last couple of weeks. Now with this failed new low and a bullish close here yesterday, can price continue higher? Can it push through that 13.7? 13.7 very, very important, as that was the breakdown point from this range. 577 important, the previous month's midpoint, and the fact that we closed above it yesterday, holding here again, opens the door to some strength ahead. Let's take a look here at crude oil. Crude oil right now backing off the highs here. You can see the previous session here, price pushing higher and then rejecting right at that prior day's midpoint, dropping hard off the 66s. There was numerous times where price was trying to hold those 65s and it just couldn't do it. Multiple times trying to hold 65s and create a new failed new low for a continuation, but by the end of the day here, rejection and a push through that previous low. So right now, still in a kind of a 3-day pullback. You clearly see an uptrending market here with a bullish PIMA trigger zone that continues to be defended here ever since it went bid. We are right there at it. We're sitting just above the 8-period PIMA. So there could be an opportunity here soon where we see another rejection and perhaps a continuation higher toward 67.98. Again, the key level here to watch early on, 65s. Can price push back above that zone? If so, it starts to open up a little bit of strength up ahead. Otherwise, we could be hunting lower before we find that key rejection. Let's take a look now at gold futures. Gold right now showing quite a bit of strength here over the last session. We talked about that narrow range that had developed over the prior couple of weeks here. This trading range right there got a massive breakout the previous session. A perfect stop run day through 2-day highs here, 1800. That's the midpoint for today, and held those gains into the close. Very, very solid stuff. Again, we've been watching this one since the very first trading day of April here. We mentioned this was likely a buy since a higher low had developed. We mentioned if price can push through this higher, this previous high, that would be significant, along with a higher low, etc. And we've continued to march onward. A breakout from this narrow range right here opens up quite a bit of upside here, where any pullback, even as deep as 18, could open up a move into 1850, perhaps as high as 1875. Now, one thing from a higher time frame perspective here, if we're looking at market structure, the way that this price rejected here recently, we had this distribution below this larger range, and now we're starting to come back above that range, along with that narrow compression that's leading to expansion. We may actually see even more movement to the upside here toward 1950 to 1960 over the course of the next couple of months. So this is a very solid continuation that we've seen. Short term, again, we're looking for 1850 to 1875. If price can push through those 1875s, it opens up the upper half of this larger distribution into 1960. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the weekend. Again, happy Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the trading room. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you soon.